Hi guys, welcome back to Thread and Glue Designs. Today I wanted to show you something that I received. This is the first actual real professional watercolors that I am owning. Jerry's Artorama had a sale and I picked up this 15 color mixing palette, and it has lots of great colors. It has ultramarine blue, quinacridone rose, permanent alizarin crimson, pyro scarlet, quinacridone gold, Honza yellow, dark James gray, raw umber, Indian red, burnt sienna, brown ochre, phthalo green, phthalo blue, and cerulean blue. I thought this was a great way for me to jump in and try several colors. And so let's open it and see what's in the package. See, it has a brochure here about their extra fine watercolors. They have watercolor pigment sticks. That's interesting. This is going to be handy. It has a color chart of all of the colors that they have. That's going to be really handy when I reorder what I want. So let's look at the palettes themselves. So you get one palette with your 15 colors and one empty palette. What is this here? This is I can open it. Perfect in the imperfection, it says. Floral cottage gardens to botanicals. Earth desert to mountains. Blue serene to dramatic. Same pigment, different packaging. Okay, so it's called the Ultimate Mixing Set. And let's just open it up and see what we have. This is the empty palette, and I knew going into this that this was not a palette you could mix on, because if you can see, it does not lay flat at all. So all of your color will run down, and there is no stopper in there, so it would just run right out underneath your palette. But I did know that in advance going into it. I don't normally mix on my palettes. I have a ceramic tray that I mix on, so that wasn't a big deal to me. I do like the size of this. It's a really handy size. Let's see, it says, I'm unique. All colors inside are made with the highest pigment load possible, hand poured and dried to specific water retention levels. You may notice that some colors may have pulled slightly away from the side or corner, or may have a roundness to them. This is normal for our hand-poured products. Be assured that every pan has undergone multiple rigorous quality control processes and only passes if it meets our strict standard for both volume and density regardless its final shape. Okay, so you get an empty palette, which I don't know, I might would use it just because I like the size. The size is, it fits in your hand really well. But if you were trying to take this on the go and use it as your mixing palette too, no, you would not be able to do that. But I do have a metal palette that's small that if I wanted to transfer them to, I could. So I wasn't really concerned. This was just a bonus to get that in the package. But this is the real star of the show, if I can get it open here. Well, there we go. Okay, it has a little protector sheet in there, and it did not come with a swatch sheet, which was strange, because even the cheapy watercolors come with that. So I don't know what's up with that, Daniel Smith. But you can tell that these are hand poured. They're kind of tacky to the touch, but they are beautiful. And I, as you know, I'm colorblind, so I will have to go and make a label of these. There's a couple of them trying to pull right out, and they do. They just come right out of the pan. Interesting. That one kind of has a powdery bottom to it. That's weird. Anyway, but once they get wet and the paint starts forming in them, they'll stick. They'll stay. But I will have to make a swatch sheet of these. But for right now, I want to just do some swatches of the colors. And I'm just going to open up in my little book here. And we'll give these a shot and see what we've got. Okay. Let me look at the box and see if I can determine. Yeah, this is backwards from what's actually on there. So let me spritz the paint. And then I will get the number 8 silver black velvet brush. And we'll just start with this buff titanium. It's a pretty color. Beautiful. Okay. And I should be writing on these as we're doing this. Okay, I have gone ahead and put all the names down, so we're ready to roll. Our second one is Honza Yellow Medium. Wow, that's beautiful. Very strong pigment. I rinsed that out, and just what I had on my brush still from rinsing was amazing. See if I can pick some of that extra up so it's not floating. Okay. So next we have quinacridone gold, it says. Let me rinse that out. Just have a little water to go on it. Oh, that's so pretty. Pyrrole Scarlet. I'm kind of going over the edges on purpose. I want to see how opaque they are. I need a little more color for that one. Okay, now we've got Permanent Alizarin Crimson. Ooh. Wow. Very nice. Okay, we have Quinacridone Rose. Okay, then we're going to go to Ultramarine. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that color. Next is Cerulean Blue. Very pretty. once I decide what colors I'm actually really gravitating towards, then I will order some tubes and refill some pans kind of thing. But I just want to see what's out there, what's going on. Alright, phthalo green. That's a pretty color. We've got brown ochre. Oh, that's a nice color. Love that. Burnt sienna. Indian red. We have raw umber. Helps if you get a little pigment on there. And we have Jane's Gray. Very curious about this color. It's pretty. I would have expected to see a Payne's Gray, but this is a very pretty color. I am very intrigued with these colors. These are beautiful. This is the 15 pan palette from Daniel Smith. So I thought, the other day I was on Mrs. Gigi's channel and we were drawing with the prompt called lines. So I thought we would try some of these on this to kind of ink it up a little bit with watercolor. And so I'm going to get a smaller brush. I do have my handy little color chart next to me, the Pocket Guide to Mixing Colors. And I thought I would go with a split complementary, and I wanted to do yellow, blue, and orange. So I will be needing to mix an orange, but the yellow and blue are there. So pretty awesome, pretty awesome. Let me get my mixing palette out. Where did I put that? There it is. If you do not have a ceramic mixing palette, I picked this up at Walmart in the serving tray section. It was $1.96. This is an amazing size for a palette. And because the sides are smooth going up, they don't have a bad dip in there, it's easy to clean up. So just a handy tip for you. Okay, let's start with blue. Let's just do a classic ultramarine. Maybe a little more water. Kind of a little thin down a little. Just going along the outer edge of the eye with that. And then we're going to clean our brush off. And I need a little more water in that because I need it to be a much lighter color. And now we'll come in on the inside of the eye there. Oh yeah. How pretty is that? So pretty. Okay. Well, I know that let's use the buff titanium with a little bit of, get a different brush, one that's easier to pick up a little more. some titanium buff. I'm gonna put that there, and maybe a touch of red. And let me see which one of these is the right red. Okay, so Jane's Gray, Raw Umber, Indian Red. Okay, don't need much of it, just a touch. So we don't want red skin, we just want nice natural look. That's way too dark. Okay, we'll try that. And we're going to just do the eyelid here. And under the bottom. That should be a little more pinky instead of. So we'll touch that red, just a dot. Turn it down some. Okay. And let's move away from the eye and do something else. I think I want to use that Jane's Gray and do for these, the main color of these octopus legs. It's such a unique color. Just want it as kind of an overall color for that right now. Doesn't really stick to my color theme very well, but it's not too late. Yellow, blue, and yellow, orange. This is so pretty. I love this color. This is hot pressed paper, by the way. Drawing and coming up with this was a really fun experiment. I really had a lot of fun doing this one. I wasn't stressed. A lot of times when I'm drawing, I'm really concerned and stressed that I'm getting everything right. And this allowed me just to be free and enjoy the moment for what it was. I loved it. Loved it. I will definitely be doing more art like this. It was basically just whatever came to mind, that's what I put on the paper. Okay, that's a good overall color for that. Let's get into some of this yellow, shall we? I want this big long line to be this yellow. I think that will really brighten things up. Let me know if you guys prefer the sped up version of seeing me do this or if you prefer the real-time version. as far as the actual painting part goes, you know. Leave me comments. Look how vibrant that color is. So beautiful. Wow. So pretty. Okay. And we said our colors were yellow, blue. It says blue, violet, and orange. Okay, so we've got some blue. Maybe a little bit of red in that. That red is potent. Oh my gosh. It just kind of zooms and takes over. Wow. Okay. Let's do this little wheel. Okay, that's not a bad color on there. I wanted to kind of test it that way so we could see how it was actually looking. And we'll put it up here in this empty line. Gotta be careful not to touch into my other colors. Yeah, we'll do this one over here too with that. I think that's just so pretty. This is a Princeton Snap Brush, round in a size 6. I really like these brushes. They do really well. They hold water pretty good, and then they are always snapping right back to their shape, so you don't have to worry about it not being at a point or anything anymore. Really handy. And they're not that expensive. They're a more inexpensive brush. All right. We've got a little eyeball down here. Maybe we should put let's make it yellow. Why not? Okay, well, we need an orange, so that's going to be our yellow with a touch of red. And let me double check which one I'm actually going to be using. Okay, let's try the Pyro Scarlet. That's the 4th one over here. Oh yeah, that's a better red to play with. Nice. Okay, so let's pull this color down through here. Not so sure that's orange. I might have to re-look up what to mix to make orange. I thought it was red and yellow. Maybe not. Just some different random geometric shapes and things in this, and it kind of pulls things around. Okay, I'm going to pause you while I finish putting color on this, and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, guys, this was a game changer. I absolutely loved working with these paints. This has made such a difference in working with these watercolors. I can't tell you how much fun it was. So this is what I ended up with. I am going to go back and do a little bit more inking around the eye to kind of make it stand out more. But other than that, this was an amazingly fun time. This palette worked exceptionally well. There were two sizes at Walmart when I got this. This was the smaller one, and there was a larger one. This one is the perfect size, I think. So I'm really enjoying that. And as far as my pocket guide to mixing, this thing was amazingly good. I was able to check my colors that I needed to mix and use a split complementary, the yellow, blue, violet, and orange. And it was a great help, a big help. So if you have color issues, that's a wonderful thing to get. I would say this is definitely unique. This is wonderful. And the palette itself is nothing special, but the paints are. The paints are glorious. I made a dip in that yellow pretty good. I think I hit a little air pocket, but it was so much fun. I can't tell you how much fun. I will definitely be getting more of these paints in the future, but for now, I'm going to just play with it. I like the selection that was here. It was really easy to work with and had all the colors I needed for mixing and some convenient colors that really just made it easier. So I highly recommend this. In the future, would I rebuy the palette? Probably not, because now that I know the colors that I like, I can buy the tubes and get more of the paint and just refill my pans. So that's probably what I will do in the future. But now that I've got this extra palette, if I wanted to do a specific color selection, like a landscape set or a sky set or anything like that, then I could easily do that. A plein air set would be fun. So lots of great choices. This was a really good buy. I'm really happy with this. I hope you give these paints a try, and I look forward to doing many more paintings with you guys. Thanks so much. Y'all have a great day.